At the prayer meeting which drew the clergy and political class, the governor reiterated the willingness of his administration to purchase buses for use by Akwa Ibom people, but gave conditions that must be fulfilled by the partner, while also advising leaders in youth to ensure that rice palliative that is underway gets to its intended beneficiaries.
Are talking about the buses. In fact, this morning we have a meeting with the people that will give us these buses. But again, you know, there are CNG buses and we need not just buying the buses and stocking them. I don't work like that. We want to make them have their workshop here. We want to make them have their refilling points here. Until they do that, if you bring those buses, they'll just be lying down here and it doesn't make sense. And so until we're able to get any company and let them open their workshop here, let them have the gas refilling stations, even if they give us 3, even if they are electric vehicles, you still need a charging point. If they just come and dump those buses on us, telling us they will do it, trust them, they will never do it. So if they want to do business with us, let them establish and put the gas points so that we can order from them.
A sermon by the Uyofield Superintendent of the Apostolic Church, Apostle May Judge, encouraged Christians to keep trusting in God, who does not renege, and his promises. Apostle Judge advised leaders in various positions to ensure that they serve the people diligently in order to attract blessings from God.
Once it is settled in heaven, nothing can change. Power belongs to God. He gives it to whoever he, and before he does it, he will reveal to people. And so, what must I do to be saved? Verse 31. And they said, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved and thy house.
The Apostolic Church Choir and other groups ministered during the prayer meeting. Patience John, Akbc News. Briefing Government House reporters on the outcome of the State Executive Council meeting, which lasted for hours, the Commissioner for Information, Kamredini Ememebong, said the meeting was in 2 segments, explaining that the first part had the Permanent Secretaries, Special Advisor, and heads of extra-ministerial departments and agencies in attendance, and later commissioners of various ministries only. According to him, decisions taken aimed at driving the development of the state and impact Akwa Ibom people positively. They include award of contracts for the construction of underground drainage along Atiku Abubakar Way, erosion control drainage at Odoinwang Street along Wangiba Road, as well as the launch of Office Productivity Infrastructure and the Akwa GIS.
We approved the award of contract for the construction of 1.3 kilometer underground discharge drain from Atiku Abubakar to Olusegun Obasanjo Way. We also approved the reconstruction of Udoinwang Road and the construction of erosion control facilities at Udoinwang Gully erosion site. Thereafter, we had the launch of the Office Productivity Infrastructure and the Akwa GIS. Both of them are online platforms which will help, first, the productivity management of government at the executive level. Commissioners and permanent secretaries were onboarded on that platform, and this will help with efficient and effective running of government. The Akwa GIS is an online platform where government, the entire land, the acquisition and transaction of land will be managed on that platform.
According to the commissioner, the EXCO also approved supplementary budget to the tune of 150 billion naira.
That the supplementary budget as presented by the Commissioner for Finance was totaling 150 billion, broken into recurrent 50 billion, 310 million, 140 million, 850, while capital took 99 million, 689, 859, 150. A combination of both will give you 150 billion. When the Commissioner for Finance presented that, ESCO accepted, deliberated on it, made some amendments that may affect that value, and asked the Commissioner to effect those amendments and thereafter bring to His Excellency the Governor's attention and forward them to the House of Assembly.
On palliative, among other incentives, the Commissioner said state government has procured additional 100,000 bags of rice to the 7,200 received from the federal government, and that each village in the state will have not less than 40 bags of rice to share.
And a total of 2 billion naira has been received as of today from the federal government, in addition to 7,200 bags of, but the state government intends to roll out 100,000 bags of rice. And these 100,000 bags of rice would be distributed statewide to the 2,272 gigs. If you do that calculation well, what we are proposing is that 40 bags of rice will be distributed per village. Fridays will become a ticket-free day for transport operators and traders in markets in all the local government areas up till December 2023.
The State Executive Council was chaired by Governor Moino and had the Deputy Governor, Senator Akone Yarenyi, and other state executive members in attendance. Patience John, Akbc News.
With the number of successful VVF repairs recorded in the facility, Pastor Prince Umoino With the number of successful VVF repairs recorded in the facility, Pastor Patience Umoino noted that it is a proof of God's faithfulness and commended the donors for thinking humanity and contributing to the welfare and well-being of women in Akwa Ibom State, while advising women to always patronize experienced and licensed health facilities during childbirth. The governor's wife solicited that the new equipment be properly handled and used for the purpose for which it was donated.
Thank God for the opportunity He has given to the patients of this place. But the grace of God is all sufficient. That has inspired somebody all the way from the United States of America to send this down to you. We say, may God bless her. Amen. Wherever she is, whatever she does, God bless and prosper her. Amen. And as you use this equipment, it will prosper in your hand. Amen.
The administrator of VVF Hospital, Mbribritam, Reverend Sister Rosemary Akpa, said the idea of the hospital was initiated by late Dr. Ann Ward and has had a total of 506 repairs in the last 5 years, out of which 339 were new patients and from different local government areas of Akwa Ibom State. Sister Akpa stated that the hospital is currently undergoing free surgical repairs in camps 4 times a year, which the last phase for this year will commence on 12 November 2023 with collaboration from University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, community leaders, St. Luke's Hospital Anwa, and other relevant stakeholders.
These women are the indigenous group that are very supportive to our ministry here in Etam. They have also donated a lot of medical
consumables to support our work, and even pay bills for some of our patients. We are very, very grateful.
The representative of the Sobiba and Akwa Ibom, Dallas, USA, and wife of the paramount ruler of Akwa Ibom and Mandobia, said the equipment donated by Enob Ebong through the ESOP was prompted by the need to contribute in solving the health challenges some women face during childbirth.
Those of you that understand what they are would know what they are and what they are being used for.
Testimonies were received from Blessing Ekanem and Happiness Udodo, survivors of vesico-vaginal fistula.
I was a patient here. After my treatment, they bought all the instruments for me and they paid the short rent for 1 year and they gave me 100,000. Almost 2 days.
The governor's wife told the hospital wards where she offset bills for some patients and others with financial assistance. Margaret Bassi, Akbc News.
Vincent Ibom State constituency lawmaker alluded to the Vincent Ibom State constituency lawmaker alluded to various fatal accidents recorded and others not recorded caused by indiscriminately abandoned vehicles on roads, especially without appropriate warning signs. He advocated strict penalties for individuals found to have contravened the law in accordance with existing traffic regulations.
The situation of this abandoned vehicle on the road caused a costly accident that took the life of my very beloved person. It's equally pathetic that about 3 or 4 years ago, the man and the woman who are supposed to be married on Saturday went for evening party on Friday. Coming back, the vehicle ran into a stationary vehicle at Utam Street, and the couple died.
Mr. Rigakpan's motion was supported by his counterpart from Ibionibum, Ika Etemekbu, and Ran before the House resolution on the matter.
He died because a vehicle got accident or whatever happened, and it was abandoned at the night. There was not even a road sign to tell the other vehicle that is coming is danger ahead. It is a breach of traffic regulation. And so I look at the content of the motion and I feel extremely very excited to lend my voice and say this house has a very important role to play.
I want to say is that there should be time limits for cars, vehicles broken down on the road. That the vehicles cannot be moved, but there can be a warning that there should be time limits for the vehicles to be moved.
This house commission to write to the Road Safety Commission to stand up and do their duties, while also referring this motion to House Committee on Works and Transport to call on the Commissioner for Transport and let him know exactly what the House wants to do and communicate back to this House in less than 2 weeks.
Meanwhile, the House Committee on Education is investigating a petition on an alleged unlawful termination of appointment by the Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic, Ikodosura. Details of the petition was read at plenary by the Chairman House Committee on Judiciary, Justice, Human Rights and Public Petitions, Prisons and Efiogata.
Mr. Speaker, it is petition of unlawful termination of appointment by the authority of Polytechnic, Ikodosura. The petition affects about 5 persons.
The committee has 2 weeks to present its report. Uyoko Uswa, Akbc News. Calling to mind the beginnings of the project to the state calling to mind the beginnings of the project to the state where it was abandoned at 70%, the Oran State constituency lawmaker expressed worry that after 16 years, the facility has been allowed to deteriorate, while children of school age from Ishirekam have to travel across villages to attend schools.
Concerned that this situation has thrown the community into uncertainty, confusion, fear, and loss of hope for the educational advancement of their children. More concerned that the members of the community are slowly losing faith in governance and the promises of every administration. Confident that the intervention of this honorable assembly shall draw the attention of the current administration to the plight of my constituents, the Ishireku people of one local government area. Let this honorable house resolve to 1. Mandate House Committee on Education to, as a matter of urgency, embark on an on-the-spot assessment of the new state model school in Ishireku local government area.
Member and committee chairman, education committee, please drive and invite the commissioner for education and interface with the commissioner on what happens and report to us so that we know exactly what to do. On that note, this mission is referred to our committee.
Uyoko Uswa, Akbc News.
I just want the papers, please.
Sir.
Salary don't enter. Eh? Yes, so. And month never even reach self. Na salary plenty, oh. No wonder I no gree collect roja from my hand. Shut up, sir. I'm here to bail my younger brother.
Happen.
With good laws,
Proper funding, training, and cooperation. If it happen.
It has been over 10 years Uyo students benefited from any form of financial grant from the council. This much justifies the excitement. restating his commitment to leadership that prioritizes the people's welfare. The council chairman, Dr. Wumedi Moudo, described the gesture as an investment whose premium Uyo would reap when the students turn successful citizens in future. Dr. Udon noted that the initiative was the council's way of partnering Governor Umeno deliver on his Arise agenda and promised to keep doing it.
Our intention is to touch every segment of our society so that everybody benefits from the government. Because of this is their resources that we are using. We are using their resources to implement these programs. We have touched health, now we are touching education. In addition to this, we are going to also give project support to final year students to help them to defray the cost of doing their projects. This is in line with the Arise agenda of His Excellency Mr. Umo Baseno, His Excellency the Governor.
Some officials of the Uyo Local Government Council, between commendations for the council bus and advice to the students, lauded the gesture, especially at a time like this.
I pray that what the chairman is doing for you, you don't take it for granted. I pray that this sunrise will never bring it.
You know, Dr. is from the university community. He's one of you. And this one man that we know that he loves this local government.
I am the closest when it has to do with education in this council. I know the numbers of students that come into your office on daily basis to ask for assistance.
It's very, very rare to see this kind of gesture, to be very honest. I'm here to urge you people, you guys should not take it for granted.
When I interacted with the chairman and he told me he was going to have these events today, I assured him that I was going to be here to identify with him and to also
13 tertiary institutions are enlisted as beneficiaries in the first phase of the 10,000 Naira bursary by the Uyo Local Government Council. Samuel Ayara, Akbc News.
The director of the academy, Vice Chancellor, the director of the academy and former vice chancellor, University of Uyo, Professor Comfort Ekpo, said her love for self-development, especially younger ones becoming financially independent, fueled her passion for the establishment of Lifelong Development Academy. Professor Ekpo mentioned the 5 core programs offered in the school to include artisanship like auto mechanics and carpentry, as well as welding and fabrication. Others include computer studies, fashion and designing, food and nutrition, and teachers' continuous professional development.
That research made us to come up with a learner-friendly strategy, developed and tested for effectiveness. Today, that gap is gradually being filled with the use of the fast-track teaching strategy.
The employability of a number of our graduates.
The event, which began with the procession of the 30 graduates accompanied by board members, featured a graduation lecture by the Vice Dean, Student Affairs, University of Uyo, Professor Esien Akpanoko, exhibition of practical works performed by students, presentation of certificates to graduates, and awards to erudite supporters of the academy.
That if you want to succeed in today's world, you must balance that life. And most successful people balance it by establishing consistency in what they do and the values they believe in.
Good.
Listen, that God is the one who trains, and as much as you bring God, continue to bring God into this business and this academy, the greatest thing is going to happen for us in future. The best is on the way and around the corner for this academy.
This school will be enlisted in our curriculum so that students will pick it as their choices, first choice, second choice, wherever, and they will go in there and come out as successful students.
Good work talent for
Esther Morin, AKBC News.